we saw another eye poke at the weekend. And I've done a video about eye pokes before, and it frustrates me a lot. And the reason it frustrates me is because people are really bothered about it, and they talk about it a lot, and they really want something to happen, and they really want to see change when we see an eye poke. If we go a couple of cards without an eye poke, you don't hear about it. You just don't hear about it at all. And I do understand that it's a problem in the sport, and every time it happens is probably one time too many. But if it was that big of a problem, we'd talk about it every week. We'd be screaming out for change. We'd be pushing the envelope. We'd be talking about it all the time. You know, there'd be sound bites all over the place. You'd be able to talk to anyone without talking about eye pokes. But the reality is that doesn't happen. And I guess the frustration for me from the UFC's point of view is that we have the answer out there. We have different types of gloves. You know, you can influence the referees to punish people more. You can take those sorts of steps. You can ban open fingers and certain movements of that. You can try and do all those sorts of things, but until you just change the gloves, then you're not going to get a better result. Instead, we're going to probably wait until someone's eye comes out before we go, right, that's it, enough's enough. Because that will probably be what it takes for the UFC. Because all the time the company's in its ascendancy, they don't really have any problems. But the second something big happens and something goes very wrong, then you start to see change. And if someone's eye comes out in the octagon, you better believe those gloves will change pretty quick. Now, obviously, I'm not advocating that someone's eye comes out, but if we really want the UFC to do something about it, it's probably going to take an injury like that. And I know they've had discussions with Trevor Whitman about his gloves before, but that didn't go anywhere because we've still got the old gloves. There are hundreds and hundreds of different glove manufacturers out there that all do different designs. I'm sure there is one that is more suited than the UFC one. What I would suggest is probably happening is the UFC are trying to come up with their own glove that they will then launch to prevent eye pokes, so they don't have to outsource it and they don't have to pay someone else. But they will prioritise things that make them money, and that doesn't make them money. So that can will get kicked down the road until probably something bad happens, and then they'll go, it's okay, we've been working on a glove design, here's all the information, and then they'll blow the dust off a box, and then we'll get a new glove design. Or that's what I'd imagine would happen anyway.